Are you stuck paying a huge monthly bill for your IT? Or have you been surprised by your bill? Do you pay for services and features that actually you don't fully understand and maybe not even use? As the founder of an IT support provider, I've seen all the frankly ludicrous ways that some managed service providers or MSPs inflate your costs. So in this video, I'm going to expose some of the sneakiest ways IT providers inflate your costs, help you spot if you're being ripped off, and give you an easy and transparent alternative solution that could drastically reduce your costs. The gut check, why you're watching this. You're watching this video right now because you have a gut feeling something isn't quite right. You look at your invoice every month and you're paying a premium amount of money, but you aren't quite sure what you're getting for it. It feels a bit like a black box. You pay the money and you just hope the lights stay on and your IT carries on working. Now, while most IT support providers play a fair game, there are a significant chunk of this industry that actually is designed from the ground up to extract as much money as they can from your bank account without you noticing. They rely on the fact that you're too busy running your business to audit every single line item. Trap 1, the zombie account invasion. Let's kick this off with one of the most common ways you're losing money right now, zombie accounts. I can almost guarantee you have some of these lurking on your invoice today. Here's the scenario. You have an employee, let's call him John. John leaves your company. You email your IT support provider and say, hey, John has left, please disable his account. You think the job is done. You think your cost has been stopped, but it hasn't. Because you used the word disable, your ruthless IT provider did exactly that. They ticked a box that stops John from logging in, but they didn't remove the license, they did not delete the data, and most importantly, they did not stop charging you for it. So month after month, you're paying 20, 30, maybe 50 or more a month for John, who hasn't worked for you for 6 months. Now imagine that happens with 3 or 4 employees a year. You're talking about thousands of pounds wasted on ghosts. So go pull your latest invoice, look at the user count or license count. Now compare that to the actual number of people active on your payroll. Do you have 15 employees but you're being billed for 18 users? That gap, that is pure profit for the MSP, and it's a total loss for you. A fair MSP doesn't play word games. For example, my company provides a structured offboarding form for our clients. We give you clear options. Keep active if you need to access their emails. Suspend, pause the access, but keep the data. Archive allows you to save the data cheaply and remove the full license. And then you've got the delete option. Wipe it and all the costs vanish completely from that account. We walk you down that ladder so your costs go to zero. If your provider isn't doing that, they're taking advantage of you. The industry secret, the 95% versus the 5%. Here's the hard truth that nobody in the IT industry wants you to admit to you. About 95% of support companies are opaque by design. They rely on technobabble. They rely on you not knowing the difference between a server, a switch, and a cloud license. They rely on your fear that if you touch anything, it will break. There are really 2 types of MSPs in this world. The opaque 95%, they hide the costs, stack margins, and profit from inefficiency. Then there's the transparent 5%. They show you everything. If you feel like your bill is too high, or you are constantly being sold new security modules that you didn't even know you needed, you're almost certainly stuck with one of the 95%. I want to walk you through 4 specific traps these non-transparent IT providers use to inflate your bill. You can audit your own contract right now. So in trap 1, we spoke about zombie accounts. Trap 2 is the from price phantom. This trap starts before you even sign the contract. You go to their website, you see a fantastically low price. Maybe it says something like support from £15 per user, and you think, wow, that's a bargain. But that price is a ghost. It actually doesn't exist. It's a classic loss leader to get you into their sales funnel. Once you're on the phone, the narrative changes. Suddenly, that £15 price is just for basic monitoring. Oh, you want backups? That's extra. You want antivirus? That's extra. Spam filtering? Extra. Oh, you want to actually call us when things break? That's a premium add-on. By the time you hang up, that £15 has turned into £55, £60 or much, much more. It's something I've never liked. It feels dishonest. When I built Kimbley IT, I made one rule: the price you see is the price you pay. If you look at our site, the price includes everything: your Google Workspace licenses, your backup storage, your security software, your access to our support teams. We don't strip things out just to make the sticker price look lower. We give you the fully loaded experience because that's what you need to actually do your job with reliable IT. Next, we've got trap 3. You know about zombie accounts, but have you heard of the margin stacking trap? This is a subtle one. It plays off a common misunderstanding of Microsoft's confusing branding. A few years ago, Microsoft renamed Office 365 to Microsoft 365. As a business owner, why would you know that? You're busy running your business. Unscrupulous MSPs exploit this. I've seen invoices where businesses are charged separately for Office 365, for Word and Excel, and then an additional charge from Microsoft 365 security or administration. They're selling you the same product twice. In a modern licensing world, a package like Microsoft 365 Business Premium includes almost everything: the apps, the security, the device management. If your invoice has 6 or 7 different line items, or starting with the word Microsoft or Office, there's a high chance they're splitting apart the bundle to charge you double the margin. Look at your invoice. If it's confusing, it's probably confusing on purpose. Ask them to explain exactly which Microsoft packages correspond to which service. If they stutter, you've caught them. Next, we've got the commission-based antivirus trap. Let's talk about this trap. For years, we've been told that the built-in Windows antivirus software was rubbish. 10 years ago? Yeah, maybe it wasn't that great. But today, Microsoft Defender is one of the most powerful enterprise security platforms on the planet. It's built into Windows 10 and Windows 11. It's lightweight, it updates instantaneously, and it doesn't slow your PC down. So why is your MSP pushing you to buy like Norton, McAfee or Sophos for an extra £5 per month per machine? Commission. Most MSPs have a reseller agreements with these antivirus companies. If they install it on your 50 computers, say, they get a nice recurring kickback every single month. They aren't recommending it because it protects you better than Windows Defender. They are recommending it because it protects their profit margins. In fact, these third-party antivirus tools often cause more problems than they solve. They slow your machine down, they conflict with Windows updates, and they annoy your staff with pop-ups. Save yourself some money. Use the industry standard protection that's already built into the operating system you paid for. Then we got Trap 5, which is the bait and switch. These are the absolute rats of the IT world, in my opinion. We call them the bait and switchers. This is incredibly common if your business uses Google Workspace. Here's the play. You go to an IT provider's website, you call them up, you say, we're a creative agency, we use Macs and we use Google Workspace. They say, yeah, absolutely, we can support that. Sign here. They want your monthly retainer. But once you're on board, the mask slips. 3 months in, you ask a question, hey, how do I set up shared drives in Google? Suddenly, a helpful tone vanishes. They say, oh, Google really isn't good for that. You can't really do that properly. You know what you should do? You should pay us $5,000 to migrate you to Microsoft 365. This is a lie. The reality is that MSP is a Microsoft shop. Their technicians only know Microsoft. They have certificates in Microsoft, but they don't know how Google works, and they are scared of it. But they didn't tell you that at the start. They baited you with a promise of support, and now they're trying to switch you to a product that keeps them in their comfort zone. Do not let an IT provider dictate how your business works just because they're too lazy to learn new tools. So how do you spot these guys before you sign the contract? How do you filter out the cowboys? There's one metric on their website that is a dead giveaway. I call it the busy fool metric. Go to their homepage, scroll down, have a bit of a dig, and you'll probably see a big graphic that proudly says, we've closed 700 tickets this month. We fixed 500 problems last week. They think this proves they are hardworking. They think this shows scale. It actually proves they're failing. Stop and think about it. What does that number mean? They fixed 700 problems. That means their existing client systems broke 700 times. That's 700 interruptions. 700 times a staff member couldn't work. 700 times a business owner got stressed. High ticket numbers are not a badge of honour. They're a badge of shame. It means they aren't doing preventative maintenance. They are running a break-fix operation. They profit from your pain. They are charging you to fix things that shouldn't have broken in the first place. So you're probably saying, James, what's the solution? What do the 5% of good MSPs look like? So I've talked about the nightmare of the 95%. What does the transparent 5% look like? What is the alternative? It's a model we use at Kimbley IT, but there are others out there if you know what you're looking for. First off, you've got radical transparency. You shouldn't need a PhD to understand your bill. At my company, we don't just give you a unit price, we actually give you a pie chart. We literally break down every pound you pay us. For example, this pie chart shows you of the money that you're paying us, £22 goes straight to Google for the licenses, £5 goes for the backup solution, £2 goes for the remote support tool, and the remainder, well, that's our money, our profit for access to our knowledge and looking after and supporting your IT. You see exactly where that money goes. It builds trust. If Google raises their prices, you see why our prices have gone up. If they lower them, you see why your prices have gone down. There are no hidden margins. Great IT providers, not hoarders. Check their online presence. Do they have a blog, a YouTube channel? Are they sharing how-to guides? At Kimbley IT, we publish videos constantly. We show you how to use the tools. Why? Because if we can teach you to fix the small things yourself, or even better, teach you how to use the tools to be more productive, everyone wins. If an IT company is secret about their knowledge, it's because they are afraid that if they show you how to be more productive, you won't pay them. We're confident enough to give you the knowledge away for free because we know you pay us for the expert knowledge we can provide you when things are a bit more tricky. Then you've got the assistance over support mindset shift. This is the biggest takeaway I want you to have from this video. You need to shift your mindset from paying for support for paying for assistance. Support is negative. My printer is broken, please fix it. In a modern cloud environment, things shouldn't break. Hardware is reliable, software is in the cloud. Actually fixing broken stuff counts for less than 1% of what we do at Kimbley IT. So what should you be paying for? Well, you should be paying for productivity. You should be paying for an expert that looks at your business and says, hey, I see your sales team is manually typing data from emails into a spreadsheet. Did you know you can automate that with a simple script so it happens instantaneously? Or, hey, I see you're paying for a transcription service. Did you know Google Meet has AI that takes notes for you during the meeting and it's included? That is value. The 95% want you to pay for repairs. The 5% want you to pay for making your business faster. Then you've got the speed of contact. Finally, look at how they communicate. If you have to send an email to a help desk and wait for an automated ticket number, run away. It's 2026. A great provider uses instant messaging. We use Google Chat. If a client has an issue or a question, they message us like they would a colleague. Our record response time is 8 seconds. That keeps your team moving. So as Stone Cold Steve Austin used to say, here's the bottom line. You don't have to accept huge surprising bills. You don't have to accept a provider that treats you like a cash cow. You should be able to have fun getting your work done. You should be able to look at your IT bill and know exactly that every penny is going towards making your business faster, not just keeping the lights on. If you are sick of the 95% and you want to see what the transparent 5% model looks like for your business, check the link below to see how we do things at Kimbley IT. We put our prices, our breakdown, and our values right there on the page. No sales funnel required. And if you want to stop paying for software you don't need, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we are going to keep exposing these industry secrets so you can keep more of your own money.